Okay, taking a look at types of data. Remember, we have quantitative, and quantitative is basically using numbers. Qualitative is using names and words. Now, for these types of data that we see, remember that interval is when you can have a range of data. Ratio is when it would make sense to say that there's a zero start to it. Now, ordinal and nominal. These both right here, ordinal and nominal, are when you're using words, and it's nominal when it's just words, but ordinal when they have an order to them. So if we talk about breeds of dogs, let's see, breeds of dogs. Well, they're not numbers, so they must be qualitative. And it doesn't make sense to say that Dalmatians are greater than Golden Retrievers, so it's just qualitative nominal. If we take a look at age, well, age definitely is going to be a quantitative because it uses numbers, but the question is does it have a range or does it have a zero starting point? Well, if I take a look at quantitative, I can say that it has a zero starting point. You can be 0 years old, so this is going to be a ratio level of measure. If I take a look at weight, weight is going to be a quantitative variable, and its a level of measure in this case, well, weight cannot be lower than 0, so it does start at 0, so it's also a ratio. Now, the number of days housed. Number of days housed. Well, let's think of some examples here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could also say 0. Well, this is a special case. The reason I say it's a special case is because it is quantitative, but it doesn't really have a 0 starting point and include a range. So this is actually going to be quantitative discrete, even though that wasn't one of our options. But if I had to pick a level of measure for this, discrete really we would say is just discrete. We wouldn't even bother saying that it's ratio because discrete data has to stay within that, and ratio could actually be a range. And now if we think about a veterinary cost, so veterinary cost, this could be $3, it could be $10.50, it could be no dollars as well. So it could start at 0, and it's definitely numbers, so I'm going to say it's quantitative ratio.